awful things the Germans did. The headlines in the paper, and it was Thanksgiving, and none of our family had ever celebrated a Thanksgiving meal. We always asked the blessing, but there was never a special day. And I had seen Norman Rockwell's picture of the family around a Thanksgiving table, and it had been my dream. So in the 7th grade, I was old enough, Mother and Daddy listened to me once in a while, and I begged for Thanksgiving dinner. Well, Mother said, we can't afford to buy a turkey, and we can eat at the post. Daddy was stationed at Welch Convalescent Hospital in Daytona. We can eat at the post for 25 cents a piece. And I cried, but we drove out to the post, and on the way, Daddy said, now, the servers that we always had that served the meals aren't going to be there. They had black people always, black men there who cooked the meals and served them. And he said, I said, well, who will be there? And Daddy said, German POWs, prisoners of war. Well, I just went apart. I was scared to death of Germans, all those horrible things they did, and I was just terrified. I didn't want to go in. Well, Mama Shackelford had known how David loved the farm, and she had mailed him a little tractor that wound up, and it had a rubber thing that made it move, and he carried it with him. Well, we had to go in. We got our trays, and David had wound up that little tractor, and it got away from him, and it ran right toward one of the POWs who was standing there ready to take our tray. Well, I ran to David to pull him back from the POW. He was going after that tractor. And I couldn't eat my lunch because I was just so nervous about those POWs being in there. And nobody had guns to make them behave or anything. And on the way home, Daddy talked to me. And he said, daughter, you don't know what those men have had to do. They didn't want to be in this war. They probably have children. That POW was thrilled to get to pick up David's tractor and give it to me, because he probably has a little boy of his own, or a little girl. And I learned a big lesson that Thanksgiving of how to love somebody who had been my enemy. And it's really important to know that people are not, you can't label people as being all bad. And it was true. And come to find out as the years went by that we were there, the POWs didn't want to go back home. And when the war ended, they knew that they were going back to nothing. And I began to realize and have compassion. It was a big lesson.